You can learn, kind of what to look for. That's why you want to take time out. Anybody who's interested in learning about coin grading and what it takes to get back good grades, you want to take some time to learn what the graders would be looking for.
Hello, everybody. This is Jesus from LowCode Agency, and today we are in another podcast of LowCode. Today we have a very exciting guest. He's Grandmaster Poobah. He's a coin collector, and he has an app that he uses to track his coin collection. Very unique, very niche, which I'm very excited to talk about with him. So, Poobah, welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
Thank you, Jesus. I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate you for having me.
Sure, thank you. So I want to start there. I mean, you collect coins, which is something, at least for me, very unique. And when we spoke the first time, it was the first time I spoke with someone who did this. I don't know. Do you do this professionally, or is it like a side business? Is it not even a business but a hobby? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it started out as a hobby, and it still is for the most part. I've since dropped the hobby thing because hobby insinuates it's just something that you do just for the fun of it. Now it's more numismatic to make it sound like it's something serious, but that's what it is essentially by way of definition. Numismatics is the hobby of coin collecting, and I also collect other things like banknotes and art. But my passion is numismatics, and I've been at it for, I want to say, about maybe 2.5, 3 years strong. So it's something that I've grown to love over time. Um, God has shown me quite a bit, and I'm just along for the ride, selling
How
with
do
each.
you get started in that?
I was checking out an online auction a few years back and came across some coins which happened to be Washington Carver 50-cent commemorative pieces. And they were in holders, of course, folders that you can see, turn them around, see the outburst and the reverse. And I'm like, man, that's really great. African Americans on U.S. currency. And then
Hmm.
also for the Booker T. Washington coins as well. And so those were raw when I got them in. I started
What
doing
does that
research.
mean?
Raw coins are coins that have not been certified, coins that have not been graded by third party
Okay.
grading companies. So,
Okay.
with the raw coins that I got in, I examined them and, of course, appreciated them for what they were. But the next question that came to mind was, what are they worth? And
Right.
through research, I was able to discover third party grading companies
Okay.
and how they fit into the grand scheme of things to add worth and value to coins in the collection. And from there, the rest is history. Yeah.
So these companies that do the grading, like right now, there's I don't want to say a bubble though, but there's a lot of activity around collecting like Pokemon cards or I don't know, baseball player cards. Are
Yeah.
these companies that grade coins the same ones that grade these kind of collectibles, or is it a different thing?
Well, most of the third party grading companies do authenticate items beyond numismatics,
Okay.
collect
Okay.
universe as an example, and then certainly NGC, and they've got subsidiary companies that deal specifically with comic books and all types of collectibles. But yes, they do
I see.
authenticate and grade more than just coins.
Okay. And then for numismatics, I understand that even though it's a very niche thing, you are focused on a specific subset of coins. Is that right?
Right now,
The
yes,
George, right.
I started out with Booker T. Washington commemorative coins, and they were made in 1946. And then the last of the classic commemoratives were the Washington Carver commemoratives. So that's where I began. And
How many coins were minted from those?
oh my goodness, I mean, they just go through each year from night for BTWs 1946 to 1951, and then from Washington Carvers, I should know this. I want to say 1951 to goodness, I need to check that. You would think I would know the size I rank on the set register, but it's just my mind. But for each year, there are mints. All right, you've got the
Hmm.
Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, San Francisco
Okay.
Mint, and for each of the year, they will put out three different coins from each of the mints. So you've got a large number of coins for each set. The Booker T. Washington set, the Washington Carver set. So aside from that, to answer your initial question, I focused primarily on those two commemoratives, just focused, honed in on those specifically. But I also collected other types, which would be the Morgan dollars, Morgan silver dollars, and I'm doing
Which
really
are not originally like collectibles. Because one, I understand that there are the collectible items. So when they were minted, the the coins, they were always meant to be collected. Did the dollars were meant to be collected as well or not? Like where they were used in general and then sometime people start collecting them?
midway through it caught up, so I didn't catch the full question. One more time, please.
So I understand that some coins that you have were originally made to be collected, right? As a collection. But are there other coins that were not meant to be collected, and then at a certain time in history, in the last years, people started collecting them because there weren't many around or something like that?
That's a good question. I just, what people choose to collect is really on them. I just think that for now, in today's time, in today's market, you have some coins that are more popular than others. Morgan
Okay.
dollars, for example, is something that you get a lot of people, because they go back, 1878 through 1921. You've got collectors, as old as our grandparents, and earlier than
Hmm.
that, have always liked those round, big silver coins, but they tend to be
Right.
very
Right.
popular. But
Okay.
uh, far, part B of that answer is you have some of the other types of coins that are gaining and even regaining popularity. And I surmise that the early commemorative coins are coming back, and they will have a greater they'll have a greater demand. Now is a good
Okay.
time, in my opinion, to start buying and looking for early silver classic commemorative coins. Yeah.
Do you think, like, I have dabbled a little bit into NFTs and this new technology about collecting digital products, if we can say that. Uh, and it's funny to see how sometimes some products go from whatever value, a few $100s, to hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Okay.
based on trends or based on, I don't know, maybe we don't even know based on what. What is the, why do some coins are, let's say, trendier than other ones in terms for collectionists? Is
Good
there
question.
a trend based on, I don't know, based on when they were minted, or is it just a trend of like these years or these times people are collecting types of coins, and a few years ago they were not, just because they were not as trendy or as, I don't know, visible or something?
Yeah, that's a tough one because a lot of it goes back to personal preference. If you like
Right. Okay.
collecting buffalo nickels because you like the style and the design of it, then that's something that you enjoy collecting. And the market pushes a lot of what's in demand. And what I mean by that is what coins are selling the most, what coins appreciate over time, what coins within certain grade in the grading structure uh, uh, are worth more than others.
Hmm. Okay.
So the market has a lot to do with it. You've got professional coin grading services, PCGS, NGC. They're the two top third party grading companies, and they've got an extensive amount of tools and resources that are available now than there was many years ago. So, by even accessing the price guide values and even the population reports, you can gain a great deal of insight on how the market is moving, paying attention to certain sources such as eBay and other auction
Okay.
houses. Yeah, and you know, it's something that you'll learn over time, and that's something I still am doing. I've learned a great deal in a short amount of time, and that's what makes it fun. It really does. Yeah.
Right. Right. Do you know the like how big the industry is in terms of how much money there is uh, in in coin collecting?
My goodness, Doc, I have
Is it a
seen.
billion-dollar industry?
I,
Probably yes.
I would venture to say that it's definitely there. I mean, it's not
Wow.
uncommon for auction houses to even in a week to pull down multiple millions of dollars in just a single
Wow.
auction. So
Wow.
you would be surprised. It's kind of hard to gauge it, and that's a little outside of my expertise. But you've got coin collectors not just in the United States, but all around the world. Those third-party grading companies, as an example, they've got offices in foreign countries,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
so you've got U.S. coins, and then you've got foreign coins. You've got all different types of different countries, because most countries produce some type of currency in coins.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, obviously, depending on the condition of the coin, it a lot of it has to do with the condition of the coin, as well as how old it is. And with that being said, a lot of the modern coins that come out, like the Silver Eagles, there's one released just about every year. But that spans back many years. I don't know when they started that program, but modern coins tend to be a little less in value as compared to a lot of the older coins. The Standing Liberty Quarters, the commemoratives, and things
Hmm.
along those lines. So the older the coin, obviously, and the better the condition that it is, speaks to the rarity, right? You'll hear
Okay.
this phraseology kicked around here and there, conditional rarity of the coin. And that's what it ultimately speaks to in terms of value. Yes, sir. So, a coin, I've got coins that are here that you'd be surprised how much a single 50-cent coin could be worth and how much a single coin could sell for. Fortunately, with the help of God on my side and blessing me in a multiplicity of ways, I'm the number two. I have the number two rank, the number two Booker T. Washington commemorative set on the PCGS set registry, and also for Washington Carver 50-cent pieces. I'm the number three person in all of the world on the PCGS set registry.
Wow.
So it's a major accomplishment. But I have seen
Wow.
coins
That's very
go
interesting.
for a few $100s to a few $1,000s. I've just seen some recently that coins go into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. You would
Wow.
be surprised. Yeah. You
Is
know,
there is there an option for someone to find new coins in a private collection or something, and then the value of that subset of coins going down, or it doesn't work that way?
well, repeat the question. I want to make sure I understand it correctly.
So imagine that there are, I'm going to say a number, 1,000 coins of Booker T. Washington. And then next year, there's a private auction, or I don't know, in an old house, they find 100 coins, right? So if there were 1,000 coins and now there are 1,100 coins, does the value of that subset of coins goes down?
Not really, not so much
Okay.
based on that. Um, Auction
Okay.
prices, and this is what I've discovered over the past few years. Auction prices help to determine the answer to that question. You know, it's hard to know because there is a set number of coins for, a year and a mint, and that's been
Hmm.
recorded. It could be a hundred
I see.
thousand.
Okay. Okay.
You have some Washington Carver commemoratives that have a small mintage of 10,000, and even another coin that has a mintage of 6,000. So you have a low mintage of 6,000 for a single coin that was made in, I don't know, 1953 as an example, or 1953s. But then you'll have modern coins that were distributed, and there were millions of them.
Hmm.
So obviously, the less number of coins there are that were meant for a particular
The more
coin,
valuable they are.
the
Hmm.
more valuable. Yes, sir. You know,
Right.
if a coin comes out and there's 7 million of it that have been made, it's 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 not going to be that
Not
great
unique. Right.
value. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
But again,
So, okay. So that's great. Now let's jump into technology. So you have an app where that you use to track your coins, right? So how did you end up there? How did you get the idea to build an app? Were you tracking your coins in a spreadsheet or in a notebook? And then how did you find, in this case, Glide? And how did you thought like, oh, let's build an app and then I'll use the app to track all my coins and my submissions? How did that happen?
I, I'm a guy of systems. I enjoy systems.
Okay.
I'm organized. I'm not necessarily a neat freak by any stretch of the imagination, but I believe in the value of organizing things. And specifically for the app that idea that I came up with, there wasn't one quite like it on the market. So it's the TPG, which stands for uh, third party grading app, TPG tracker, and just by simple definition and just as a description, what it does is it tracks your submissions, your coin submissions to the third party grading companies. So, as I spoke
Okay.
about earlier, whenever you have a raw coin and you want to send that coin in to be graded to a third party grading company, what that TPG will do is number one, assess whether or not if the coin is authentic. Is it made of silver? Is it making sure that it's not a knockoff, right? It's not a
Right.
counter. And then, secondly, what the third party grading company will do is they're going to determine the condition of the coin. And based on what's known as the Sheldon grading scale, they'll assign a grade to the coin. And that scale ranges from 0 up to MS 70 or mint state 70. 70
Okay.
is the highest score that you can receive, or the highest grade that you can receive for a coin. Mhm. So for my app, I found myself sending in quite a bit of coins. Over the
Okay.
years, I've spent a ton of money having coins graded. Um,
Because if I'm not mistaken, you can submit your coins several times. So it's not like
Correct.
you're submitting all of your coins, you're submitting all of your coins constantly.
Right. And
Right.
that's mainly because grading is subjective. I mean, these are human
Correct.
beings that you send your coins into, and what you're doing essentially is you're paying them for their opinion. So
Hmm.
no
Yeah.
one's perfect. In fact, I had to begin somewhere. The only reason I'm as good as I am with judging the quality of a coin, and that's not to sound like I'm bragging, but with time comes experience. And so
Hmm.
I may be looking at a raw coin and make the determination, right, through self grading that, hey, this coin is, a 66. I may send that coin in to be graded at PCGS, and they'll encapsulate it, and I'll receive it back, and they'll have the grade as a mint state 64. Well, in my mind, I'm
Okay.
thinking, wait a minute, I know this is a 66. Why did they say it was a 64? I can't fault them for it, right? So, but again, as you mentioned
Do they
earlier,
give you a reason or just a number?
sir,
Do they give you a reason why they graded it 64, or
no,
they just
actually,
give
they
you a
don't.
number? That's it.
Which
Okay.
is the
Okay.
odd part about it, and that's something else that I'm
Okay.
considering delving into a little bit more with another idea that I've got. But no, they do not provide a reason for why they give the grade the way that they do. So you can learn, kind of what to look for. That's why you want to take time out. Anybody who's interested in learning about coin grading and what it takes to get back good grades, you want to take some time to learn what the graders would be looking for. But essentially, it's,
Okay.
it's really hard when it comes to what graders are looking for. They're looking at strike, and I could break each one of these down, but it's strike. You have got the I lost my thought that fast. You've got the strike. You've got the luster, right, which speaks to the
Okay.
reflectivity of the coin. Another grading component would be the eye appeal, which is the overall look of the coin, which typically includes of toning, and I'll talk about a little bit more about toning in just a little bit. And then the another component would be the help me, Lord, eye appeal, luster, strike, and then I'm missing one more. I got the book. It'll come to me, but of those components, I will think of this before this is over with. But um, of those different components, that factors into what the overall grade of the coin will come out to be. So if it's got weak strike, then that's going to knock off some points, and if it's got little to no luster, that's going to pretty much indicate that the coin has been in circulation. Um,
Mm.
Eye appeal, again, if you've got some toning or some oxidation on the coin, does it look attractive? And if it doesn't look attractive and it takes away from the appearance of the coin, that's not going to
Right.
benefit the grade overall. So yeah, that basically is what graders look for. And I know there's one more component. I'm going to find this out because it's troubling me now. Probably because I'm fixating on it too much. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so what were you using before using the app to track all your coins and your submissions? A spreadsheet or something else?
Um, I was using the spreadsheet. Uh,
Right.
hang on for just a second, man. I got to get this down. This is troubling me, and I won't. Let's see. Strike, luster. There we go. Could I forget that? Surface preservation, right? Surface preservation
Hmm.
was the other thing that I was trying so hard, and I should know this as much as I look for bag marks and any type of marks that are on the coin. Thank you for being patient
Right.
enough to find that answer. That would have been on my mind
Absolutely.
until I was able to get that out. Strike, luster, surface preservation, and then eye appeal. And that's what graders typically look for when it comes to the grade of the coin on that scale from
Right.
0 to 70. Yeah.
How
And
many options are there from zero to the best score there is?
um, actually, there's quite a bit, but primarily what you look for is whether or not a coin has been circulated and versus uncirculated. So you've
Okay.
got a lot of descriptors, which essentially would you've got about uncirculated, you've got good, the lower scale all the way up. But I just typically look at it divided between two. Has the coin been circulated? And if it's not circulated, then that means it must be in mint state condition. So kind of
Hmm.
like it is, hot off the press, hot, it just came out of the mint. And so
Okay.
MS grades range from 60 to 70. Everything
Okay.
below would be considered circulated coins.
Ah,
So
I see. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, cool. Interesting. Hmm. Do you buy coins to resell them, or do you buy coins because you want to have the best collection or the largest collection?
Uh, Lately, I've been finding myself doing a little of both.
Okay,
I enjoy as a true collector when you've got really nice pieces and coins that not only look good but are worth a lot in value. You I typically don't want to come off of them. I don't.
right.
But then there are times when you'll see a coin and then you're like, well, I could stand apart with it, and I'll put coins up for auction and I'll sell some. I'd even trade some depending on what I was wanting to get. So I do a little of both. So I
Okay,
try, as a collector, I'm not a dealer. Dealers, they have no issue. They
right,
coins come in
right.
and coins go out. So but as a
Mm,
true bona fide collector, I don't like
you
coming
want to
off
collect.
my coin. I really don't. And I struggle with that. I do. But there are those times when, you want to free up some of your financial resources. I'll get them gone. I look at
Right.
coins, the banknotes, the art that I collect, some precious metals and gemstones. I look at them as assets. You have people that
Correct.
that flip houses, and I flip coins. I
Hmm.
may find a coin on eBay, a raw coin on eBay for $50,
Okay.
and send it in to get it graded. Once it comes back, now there's a viable price that I can affix to that particular coin. So I've turned a $50 coin into a $500 coin. If it comes back as a 64, I may resubmit that very coin with the hopes of it getting a higher grade. And if it does, it may become a 66 or a 67 worth $1,000. So, you
Wow.
know,
Okay.
one for $50 and now it's worth 1,000, right? Put that out to market with the hopes of, heavy hot bidding going on for this particular coin.
Mm,
Who knows? I may, the the highest bidder may buy it at $1,500, and so
okay.
that's an even better scenario for me. You do that a few times a month, and you're good. A few
Right.
coins like that a month, and you're good. So that's the fun in it. A lot of I've heard different camps and different opinions. They don't think that numismatics or coin collecting should even be concerned or be regarded as an type of investment. But I mean, to be realistic about it, I don't know anybody who's serious about collecting coins and not concerned about the value of them. I'm not
Hmm.
going to buy a coin for $5,000 and not be thinking in the back of my mind, will I be able to resell this to recoup the money that I just spent, or even perhaps get a higher price for it if I were to put it back out there on the auction block. So, one another thing that I love about numismatics is, by and large, the value of rare coins, it goes up over time, and of course that
Hmm.
depends a lot on the particular coin type. But I mean, since I've been in the game, I have, you know, I mean, the value of my coin collection has grown
Has gone up.
exponentially.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm happy about it, and I give God all the praise for it. Sure.
That is pretty interesting.
Hmm.
For your app, coming back to your app, how do you plan to get users? Something that comes up a lot with our clients at LowCode is that we build an app for them to fix something in their process or to resolve or yeah, help with a pain they have either in their business or somewhere else. So they know the app is valuable. They know that the solution is valuable. And then the next step is getting users.
Right.
How are you doing that? How does that
Good.
work for the
You know,
TPG app?
I'm gonna be completely honest. The, I I designed the app and had the idea for the app in mind, really just for myself, right?
Okay.
I hope that I'm like, well, since there's nothing like it on the market, it'll be something that's niche, and that
Hmm.
I do put it to market, hey, I can make enough money to buy some more coins, type of thing. So
Right.
And then you guys came along and took my idea and made it even better. And I'm blown away. It's something that I know is going to skyrocket because we're doing exceptionally well already. It's free and in the beta phase stage. And to answer your question, I believe that if the more that people, the more people that know that it's available, the better. So what I've begun to do is make self-help or tutorials to show
Okay, that's very valuable. Yeah.
out, and I posted it on my YouTube channel. If you type in TPG Tracker, TPG Coin Tracker, you'll see my YouTube channel. And I want to crank out maybe just a few more videos, but there too. Obviously, we all have lives, and it's not like I have a great deal of time to devote to video content, but it's just something that I do as I have the time.
Right.
I could pay a company to do it, but it's just something that is more, personal and endearing.
Correct.
Like I could take on the challenge and do it myself. So social media has its place in terms of marketing and getting the word out for my app or any app in particular. And I think that if you have something that people will like, love, and enjoy using, then other people will tell other people about it. So word of
Correct.
mouth is just as important than the time and effort and resources you put into marketing and advertising.
Yeah, and I think especially an app like yours that is very process oriented, an app fixes a lot of pains, right? It gives you the clarity because in your app, it pretty much gives you the instructions of what goes next. So you
Yeah.
get a coin, the next step is this, and then the next step is right. So you get a pretty like a very clear user journey inside of the app of what you have to do next for each of your coins, which I think is or I hope is valuable not only for you but for the users that start using the app, and they see value and they will be willing to pay subscription or whatever price you have for the app.
Hmm. Uh,
Cool.
t- Go ahead. Was that a question? Because it cut out again. I'm so sorry. Was that a question?
No, I think it's my internet. No. I was just mentioning that the
Mhm.
more since it's very process oriented, the whole app and the user journey is very linear in the app.
Yes,
I think that collectors will see a lot of value in something in a tool in an app like this.
I agree. And working with low code, you guys have done you guys have done a phenomenal job translating my vision to the app itself. Working with you and your team, I couldn't have done it all by myself. That's why I put people in charge and paid you guys good money to bring it to fruition. And that's what I think other people should bear in mind. If you're good at something, then do the best that you can with what you've got. And then anything that's outside of your expertise, look for other people to help you. No man is an island in and of himself. So it
Right.
takes other people to get to where we need to be. Apps.
Right, because you started making the app yourself and then you reached out to us, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why with bringing you all on board to assist with the completion of the app and putting the icing on top, it took it from good to better. And I want to venture to say best, but I'm my hardest critic because even as I work throughout the app using it for what it's intended for, I'm always thinking about what can I change or what could be different about this to make it better for the end user. So
Right.
it
Right.
doesn't just stop here. Now that the app is developed,
It
I'm
never
looking
stops.
to take
Yeah.
this as far as it possibly can go for the overall user experience. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mentioned that and probably in the other episodes I already have mentioned this as well. An app is like a child. It never
Right.
ends, right? You always have to be there adding stuff, changing things. Eventually users have feedback and you want to implement that in the app. So it's like a never ending process that you always have to be updating. I always tell our clients, if you look at the App Store or the Play Store on your phone, you'll see like Facebook, the Facebook app is updated every week. And most
Right.
apps are. So it's like a never-ending process. But at least you get something which is good and it works great. Then you put it in the hands of your users, start getting feedback, and then do changes based on that feedback. Like you're using the app, people are using the app, and then it makes it easier to do things rather than just come up with ideas.
This is true. Very true. Very true.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So where this was a great episode because we learned so much about collecting
Yeah.
coins,
Yeah.
numismatics. Where can people find more about you, your collection? You mentioned the TPG. Is the name of your YouTube channel TPG or is it Grandmaster Poobah?
If you Google TPG, which stands for third party grading, so TPG coin tracker, and you'll see the website and just directly for the app itself. The website for the app is tpgtracker.app. YouTube channel, you can do a search for TPG coin tracker and you'll see it for some of the self-help video tutorials that I've put together and still plan on doing. Um, for Poobah, you can go to. I've got a nice exhibition. I'm really blessed in the area of graphic design, so I like to do presentation and showcase a lot of my coins. Um,
I've
BTW.
seen that website and it looks really nice. Yeah, where you have your collection.
Thank you, thank you.
What's the
To God
link for that
be the glory.
website?
Excuse me, BTW, as in Booker T. Washington, BTWcoins.com. You may have to put a
Right.
WW in front of that, but it points toward one of my Adobe
Correct.
portfolios.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. I've got an online store, poobahgallery.com. I put some of my products on there, are different pieces that are for sale. And I'm still working through that as well. So, but yeah, feel free to reach out to me at any time if anyone has any questions. I am on Facebook. If you type in Grandmaster Poobah, you can find my page, and I'd be more than willing to answer any questions about coins and collecting. If you need to know God, I got you there too. I'm very spiritual, Jesus, because
I know.
I
Yeah.
have to say this: nothing that I've accomplished in this life has been on my own. I give God, the Lord Jesus Christ, all the credit and praise, and because I keep Him first, I have been excelling year after year after year without fail. Life comes with hardships and learning experiences. But because I've kept him first and I continue to do that, he's never let me down. So, and hopefully that helps somebody out there that's listening. Don't give up on life. If your passion is collecting, keep learning, keep striving, do the best that you can with what
Keep learning. Yeah.
you've got. If when it comes to building an app, any great innovative idea that you've got, go to it with God first and foremost, and He'll be the one to lead you and guide you, and then put people in your path to help you reach your goals, like LowCode did for me. So yeah, by all means, man, feel free to reach out to me at any given time. And I just want to let everyone know that. And if I don't get with you right then and there, I will eventually follow up with you. So, but Jesus,
That's
I'm
great.
grateful. Thank you so very much for having me on today and having me
Thank
as
you.
your special guest. It's a blessing and an honor for me. Thank you.
I appreciate your time. It was a great episode. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely.